This is the MeatEater Podcast coming at you shirtless, severely bug-bitten, and in my case, underwearless.
We hunt the MeatEater Podcast.
You can't predict anything.
Brought to you by First Light. When I'm hunting, I need gear that won't quit. First Light builds no compromise gear that keeps me in the field longer. No shortcuts, just gear that works. Check it out at firstlight.com. That's FIRSTLITE.com. All right, everybody, joined today by someone that Corinne and I have been texting back and forth about having on for it might be 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Corinne was like 5.
Because I can't do math. I think it's 6. December 19th, that article.
No, I mean, I was making a joke about it was so long that you were 5 years old.
Oh, yes, I was.
Since she was a little gal, a little girl, we've been texting back and forth about having on Rob Sand from Iowa. And what brought this up, people text you articles all the time. And I didn't know it was that many years ago. We get an article years ago, headline, New York Times article. Someone sends us this article. The headline, the bow hunting influencer of Iowa Democrats. Rob did not write these headlines.
Oof.
He didn't write these articles. A line from, so then I studied journalism a little teeny bit. What do you call
Not bio.
the headline? And then you got the lead.
Lead, LEDE, right? Or is it?
It's like the sub.
Then there's the nut graph in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Is it the lead? The lead. Rob Sand figured out how to win statewide office as a Democrat in Iowa, and now the presidential contenders are seeking his counsel.
Yep.
It goes on. Mr. Sand's fondness for hunting. See, this is really a story about hunting. Mr. Sand's fondness for hunting, cultivated during his childhood years in rural Iowa, but also conveniently appealing to the state's more conservative constituents, helps explain why he was the only non-incumbent Democrat to win statewide here in 2018. All thanks to hunting. Then, the Telegraph. Here's another headline Rob didn't write. He's going to blush.
Uh-oh.
The gun-toting Christian who could help Democrats win over Trump voters. Rising star of party is spooking Republicans in ruby red state of Iowa. A sentence from that article goes, Rob Sand.
Oh, yeah.
Is a gun-toting Christian from rural Iowa who goes deer hunting, of all things. I'm adding that, of all things. Who goes deer hunting, drives a white Ford F-150 pickup, and opens speeches by quoting the Bible. Another article, Wall Street Journal. Meet the Democrat who Republicans fear in red state America. Here's a sentence from the article. Rob Sand could almost pass for a Republican. He frequently quotes the Bible, owns 2 Sig Sauer handguns, goes deer hunting each fall, and asks audiences to sing a few verses of America the Beautiful at the start of each campaign event. So these articles, they build and build and build, and then we're like, man, we gotta have this guy on and talk to him. But mostly we're gonna talk about a big old buck he killed.
Yeah. That'll be more fun.
That's the main thing.
My auditing head on all of these sentences is like, not quite true. Not quite true. I now drive a silver F-150.
Oh, so little minor differences.
Yeah, the white one hit like 170 and the cam phasers were going out, and with all the body damage that was on it, it made more sense to buy a new one.
Got it.
But
there's a quote. The only thing worse than being written about is not being written about.
that's
but you could switch
in my business, that's probably true.
Yeah, you could switch it. You could switch it. Also I forgot to mention he's running for governor.
Iowa.
There's that. He's running for governor in Iowa, so we're going to talk about that. But first, we have to have our entrepreneur spotlight. Back to Brooklyn Stevens, right?
Yep.
Brooklyn Stevens. This is your third time you've been on the show?
Believe so.
Okay, because she's trying to build her business.
I love it.
I am.
406 Boneworks. So we have her on now and then to check in with her.
Yep.
Harvest was down in Montana this year because it was an exceptionally warm fall.
It was.
Not much snow.
Nope.
Hot.
Very hot.
And she saw it reflected in how many skulls came into 406 Boneworks.
Yep.
That's her leading theory. Tell us about that.
last year I probably did close to 250 skulls
Mm-hmm.
from January to end of December. And that was not counting that it would have been this January, like the trickle in of that season's skulls,
Yep.
which was probably another 20 or so.
Got it.
This year, I don't even know if I'll get close to 200.
This cannot stand.
Yep. And last
People need to
year,
flood you. They need to flood 406 Boneworks with skulls.
yeah,
I don't care if you got to ship it from another country.
Yep. Yeah, we bought specifically to hold all of my heads a shipping container.
Oh wow.
Oh, you did?
Specifically.
Yeah,
Yep.
you own your own shipping container now?
Yeah, it's like a smaller one,
Okay.
but it's still a shipping container.
So you've got capital expenditures into your business.
Yeah.
That's deductible.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you're thinking about, so traditionally, you've done a bunch of skulls for me now. You must have probably done a half dozen or more.
Yeah.
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 All turned out beautifully. Zero complaints.
Thank you.
Beautiful work. But you're branching into, you're going to branch into the beetle stuff and some other hide stuff. So tell folks about your sort of, I don't know what you call it in business lingo. Your verticals. No, you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. So the beetles I got specifically for like the smaller skulls because
Mhm.
it's hard to like boil them. I would just put them in a crock pot and slow cook them, but
Oh.
I just was not a fan. And so I just got the beetles, and then the way I whiten things now, I can still, it degreases at the same time, so I can still do it with the smaller skulls, and it just makes it easier.
Okay.
That, and I'll sell the smaller skulls too. Like if I get, my buddies are big trappers, and so if they don't want their skulls, like they'll just give them to me to
Got it.
feed them, and I'll just sell them, and I'll pay them for the skull or whatever they want.
Yep.
And then I did just get into tanning. I was dabbling in it before, but I just opened for public, so I can do really anything.
So if someone let's say someone was out and they got a coyote
Mhm.
and they wanted to have it done as a hanging decoration, or they wanted to save it up to get something made out of it, they could bring you would skin it, flesh it, stretch it, get it to the tannery, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And return to them a finished product.
Yep.
Excellent.
And then I just now starting to get into shoulder mounts. I did my
Oh.
first one last summer. Still a lot of things I need to work on, but it turned out great for.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, I think so, and I got lots of good feedback on it. So.
Oh, well, next time you come in, you should bring in a shoulder
Yeah.
mount. Well, that's
Will
pretty
do.
exciting. So you're on the path, like John Hayes better watch out.
Yeah, I've talked to him quite a bit, and he's
You
given
better
me
watch his
pointers,
ass. He's
but-
going to start having to steer you wrong. He's going to start giving you. Hayes is going to start giving you bad advice.
Yeah.
He sees you coming in the rearview mirror, and he's going to start giving you bad advice.
Right. Yep.
He might not even be around anymore. I spoke to him this morning. He was driving 30 miles an hour. Well, he was driving 30 miles an hour in a whiteout
Sure.
behind a truck.
Oh.
We talked about what I would say if he doesn't make it. I was going to say with John, it was all about the animals. That's what I was going to say at his memorial service. And I was going to be like, the dead ones.
Yeah.
It was all about the dead.
Sounds fair.
Just remember, the pupil should never outshine the master. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yep.
He'll stay happy as long as you keep telling him, I'm learning so much from you.
Do that. Like, if he tells you a hot tip, don't
Yeah.
be like, yeah.
Yeah, don't tell him, oh, I already knew that. Anything he says, oh, thank you.
Will do.
The pupil
Keep
should
it in
never
mind.
outshine the master.
Or if you're a terrible bullshitter, just at least interesting,
Mhm.
Keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Never call him and give him a tip. Because then,
Noted.
you know what I'm saying? Then he might sabotage, you know what I mean? Because he's got to watch out.
Sure.
He's the old guard. You're the new guard.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, so tell people how to get a hold of you. They're bringing in the skulls.
I have a flyer at the MeatEater flagship store
Okay.
in downtown Bozeman. My phone number information's all on that. Or my Instagram is just 406.boneworks. Message me on there. My Gmail is on there. Or if you have my number, you can always just shoot me a text, whatever. That's the best way. I don't look at my email very much, but
Okay.
you can get a hold of me there.
If someone was down on Main Street, because you work at the MeatEater store on Main Street.
Yep.
Someone could just drop one off there, huh?
Yeah.
Or is that not legal?
Yeah, I have with Alec.
He knows what's up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell me the honest answer. Like it's not the honest answer isn't going to bother me. This is the last question. Would you rather be home cleaning skulls or rather be working at the store? Just tell me this flat out honest answer.
Be home cleaning them.
Cleaning skulls.
Yep.
Okay. You're inspired.
Mm-hmm.
You're inspired.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
406 Boneworks. Give the phone number.
It's going to be 406-404-0848.
I got a second question.
Mm-hmm.
Or a second last question. Do you prefer people to bring you skulls that are rotten and full of maggots or fresh and frozen?
Neither.
Oh, really? Tell
Yeah.
us. Okay.
Uh-huh.
End with this. The perfect customer brings a skull in what form?
Killed it that morning.
That
dropped
is-
it off that
that is
night.
good.
Not skinned. Just leave it to me.
Not skinned.
Yep. It's something about the skin, I think, sucking in all that moisture. And so I think if you just leave it on there and then I can do it, I'll get it done either the same day or the day after.
Okay.
And I don't know what it is, but it's just like the freshness. It
Got
really
it.
does make skulls come out whiter and not
Really?
as
So
greasy.
they're not doing you a favor when they skin it.
I mean, sort of. I charge to skin them,
Oh,
but
that's why. Yeah.
that's what I really like to just
Hayes
skin
tell
them
you about
out.
that?
But she's also inviting her customers to do less work.
Yeah.
Right.
Just bring it to me. I'll do it. That's
Mhm.
smart business.
All right.
Yep.
Gosh,
All right.
I
406 Boneworks. Give the phone number again.
406-404-0848.
Okay. Brooklyn.
Yep.
Which one do you like the most? I know on your contact it says Brooke, but I know you as Brooklyn. Am I wrong when I say Brooklyn?
No, it does not matter. I
Okay, so
don't-
you can pick. Customers pick
Yep.
Brooke. They can pick Brooklyn, Stevens, 406 Boneworks. Done a bunch of work for everybody around here. You're doing
Mhm.
Spencer's biggest buck he ever got.
Nice.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably the biggest buck I've euroed so far.
Really?
Wow.
He's a picky man too.
Is he?
If he's
Yeah.
happy, you'll
Oh,
know
yeah.
you did a good job.
Spencer's
He's fussy.
picky.
yeah,
a
I've done
fussy
a
little guy.
few for
Little
him.
guy.
Fussy little fella. Likes everything kind of how he likes it. You ever been in his house?
No.
Likes everything
so
how he
clean.
likes it.
If you move something, he knows.
Oh yeah.
He
All right.
likes it just how he likes it.
It's hard to live that way.
Here.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
Brooke, you can take off. Go clean some skulls.
Yep.
All right,
will
thanks,
do.
dude. Appreciate you
Thank
coming by.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Gosh, I already broke those rules.
Which ones?
Skinned.
You skinned it and let it rot?
It's still in a box in the garage.
She skinned it and let it rot.
I also like to
Brains
call me
just,
anything.
you know.
It's like you can call me anything. Just call me for your taxidermy
Yeah,
needs.
that's a good, yeah.
It's the only rule.
Okay, Rob Sand, man. Let's start a little bit. Let's start a little bit about. We'll get it. I want to talk about the buck. I want to talk about what exactly you do for a living, what you're fixing to do for a living.
You bet.
But let's start out. Let's start out back home and when you were a wee lad.
Yeah.
So one of the articles I read about you gave a lot of ink to the fact that you worked in the poultry.
I did.
as a chicken catcher.
I did. Well, technically capons.
Capon catcher.
So
What's that look like?
castrated chickens.
Okay.
This is in Northeast Iowa. I grew up in Decorah. And so there's a factory on the east side of town, that we actually toured when I was in third grade.
Oh, okay.
So you get to
That's
walk.
how you got a foot in the door.
That's exactly right. They were like, "You look sturdy." I remember the little old ladies splashing some of the giblet water on us as we were walking past. So that was thrilling. Definitely made me think I have a career ahead of me in capons. But I'm 14.
I'm not. If that was a trivia question, I don't know that I would have gotten it right.
What a capon is?
Yeah,
It's unusual.
But how is the consumer's not buying a capon? This is a production term.
I can't tell you if they're marketed honestly as capons or not. My job was walk into the barn, pick up the capons, hand them to the guy on the truck, and that was the end. And I was 14, so I
Was
wasn't
it
paying
hourly?
attention to $5 an hour, cash. I don't know if I should say that.
No, they'll
But-
come for you.
It was $5 an hour cash. It was good money, and you could do it when you were 14. And just huge barns. So
Mhm.
they pull these huge trucks in, turn off the lights. Like I said, capons are castrated male chickens, so they're fattier,
Okay. Got it.
bigger than usual. And you're just walking around. You grab them by the legs.
Both legs.
Both is great, because if you can get both, then they can't scratch you.
Can't spur you or bite you.
Exactly.
Spur you.
Exactly.
Got it.
No matter what, their last line of defense is always to piss and shit all over you.
Got it.
So that's going to happen.
Got it.
Um,
That's what Phil does.
yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
If you grab
Sorry.
them, if you grab them by the ankles.
It's his only line of defense. Yeah.
So we, you grab 'em by the ankles. Hopefully you get both. Pick up another one. Maybe you get strong enough 6
Mhm.
months later that you can do 3 at a time, or try to get 4
Got
if
it.
your technique's improving. Give them to the guy in the truck, and you do that until all the trucks are full. So
Is this one of those young kid jobs that a lot of young kids come in and a lot of them leave on day one?
that was
like throwing hay bales tends to
It's
be
actually
like
funny
that.
that you mentioned that. My buddy Andy Rasmussen, one of my best friends, he came once, did not go back to collect his pay. And he's a hard working dude.
Yeah.
But this was not his bag.
Where I grew up, there's 2 jobs any kid could get, and every kid got them.
Yeah.
And it was any kid could walk in and start peeling logs
Yep.
for log home.
We don't have that.
construction.
We don't have that in Iowa.
35 cents a foot. I don't know what it is now.
Okay.
Back to 35 cents a foot. Any kid could walk in and he'd be like, have at it.
So you're peeling bark?
Yeah, peeling bark off.
Okay.
Like a nice log home has that hand peeled look.
Yeah.
Anybody could come in. There was just the application period. There was no interview.
Are you swinging
was-
a hatchet?
No, it's a draw knife.
Okay.
And it was just simply, sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready, go.
And most people peeled a couple feet of the log and left.
Yeah, there you go.
That was-
There you go.
And the other one was working at the greenhouse,
Uh-huh.
filling flats with dirt.
That would probably be a little bit
Soil,
More
whatever the hell
chill.
they call it.
Yeah.
But it was like anybody could get it, but not everybody wanted it.
detasseling corn was the other
Yeah.
one for Iowa.
That's in that too.
Yeah.
Was your family agriculture?
No. You could see corn and cows out my bedroom window, but my dad likes to say he was a farmer for 6 months, and then when he was 6 months old, they moved off the farm.
Got it.
So,
Got it.
yeah.
So you didn't. You were ag adjacent, but not an ag family.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and everything, if you're in small town Iowa, kind of everything's ag adjacent to a certain degree. So,
No.
but yeah, first job was catching chickens. Moved on from there to McDonald's for a couple years, and then the curveball would be, I think my next job after that was working for a local internet service provider. Strangely enough,
Got it.
yeah. So
You went to law school in Iowa.
went to law school at Iowa, and then went to the Attorney General's office after that. 7 years as the chief public corruption prosecutor in Iowa.
Oh, so I was going to ask. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's how you became aware of that. There's all this.
There is a state auditor. Yes,
There's
that's how I
like
became
there's like
aware there
lead
is a
that
state
there's
auditor.
like
Yeah.
stuff to do in the government.
That's right.
Got it.
Yeah.
So what was that work now?
So I prosecuted most of the public corruption in Iowa in that time frame.
Okay.
So like many states, we had a film office tax credit, a filmmaking tax credit. Like some other states, we screwed it up and there was a lot of fraud. So I prosecuted those cases. Also uncovered the largest lottery rigging scheme in American history. That's a crazy story. Actually,
Oh,
that's a good one to talk
tell
about
a
here.
quick version of that.
that's a great one to talk about here. There were Bigfoot hunters involved.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes. So
See, the fact that you think that excites me
Mhm.
is a little
hope it
insulting.
excites-
No,
I'm excited by it.
I'm dude,
Too
we
bad
have-
Spencer's not
I'm
here.
anti Bigfoot.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Anti-Bigfoot.
anti his existence or anti looking for him.
We've had lookers on.
Uh-huh.
We've had a looker on.
Right, right.
Well, no, she wasn't. She covered the lookers.
Yes.
Oh,
She
okay.
covered
She was
the
a
looker.
reporter.
She covered
On-
the lookers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then she kind of was a little bit. She didn't want to condemn them
Yeah.
because that's her sources.
They're people searching for truth in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's,
I'm
yeah,
not-
that would have been the kind of thing she would have said on.
Yeah.
that
I'm not here to
episode.
judge them. I'm just here to tell you some of these jackpots
Yeah.
were claimed. The guy
Oh.
who was at the mastermind of it, it was his job to write the computer program that's going to pick winning numbers. He put a little bit extra in there. And so his brother, who was a justice of peace down in Texas, his brother was a Bigfoot hunter.
You got to back way up.
Yeah.
State lottery.
So interesting.
Oh.
He actually worked for the Multi-State Lottery Association.
Okay.
So they ran the show for different games across 38 different states and
Okay.
Canadian provinces.
Got it.
Yeah.
And this is not the kind where the ball blows up in the.
It is not.
Okay. It's a computer generated winner.
It's funny because they moved into the computer generated systems after the 666 fix in Pennsylvania.
Not familiar.
The 666 fix was a rigged lottery jackpot with the balls, right?
Yeah.
But they injected dye into the sixes. And so the sixes dropped down, which technically speaking, this is one of those weird things
They
about human
weighted
nature.
the ping pong ball?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And this is one of those weird things.
Wow.
Technically speaking, it's
The 666
equal-
fix?
yeah,
We should have
yeah.
a whole different podcast about this.
they may have done
Blood Trail season 2.
Oh, that's I was going to say. Like you want to
Blood
talk?
Trail
We got blood
season
trails,
2.
but financial crime. If you involve the Bigfoot, that's your angle. The Bigfoot hunters, right?
The 666 fix.
666 fix in Pennsylvania.
But who? Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on the 666 fix.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
Okay, so go on.
Well, so
I'm
somebody
fascinated, though.
somebody who forgot what human nature was like, oh, if we do this with computers, then no one will ever rig it. And of course, then Eddie Tipton came along, who's the mastermind at the center of this one,
Okay.
and he rigged the computer program. So he would know. He would be able
He
to go
wrote
out
it
and buy.
or rigged what was written?
He wrote the program, but then
Okay.
put a little extra in there
What?
so that on one of 3 dates of the year, if that date fell on a Wednesday or a Saturday, and if the draw was happening after 8 p.m., rather than going to the actual random number generator for the first seed, it would go to a 7 variable algorithm that he knew. And so he could have people go out and buy 100, 200, 300 tickets, and he would know that he was hitting the jackpot in those 300.
What?
Yeah. Crazy. And his brother is a justice of the peace down in Texas and a Bigfoot hunter. And so he tapped into his Bigfoot hunting network to help claim some of the tickets, which I theorize.
Wow.
Like, because he had like his associates.
Yes.
Wow.
And this has got to be, don't these folks have to have a high degree of trust in each other?
Yeah.
Because you are looked at by the outside world as, I'm sure you're laughed at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this, you believe, I believe.
Yeah.
And
We
so-
know.
Yeah.
We deserve
know.
this money.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And so
Wow.
his brother.
Did the people that were the names, did they even know their names are being used?
You didn't. They did. So what
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
I don't
because
think
they're being told what number to play.
I don't know that they were being told what number to play, but the brother of the mastermind would go to them and say, "Hey, I won the lottery, but my wife and I are on the outs," or something about like, "I don't want my wife to know I'm gambling," something like that. Will you claim the ticket? I'll let you keep 10%. Just do all of it cash
Understood.
today, not the annuity thing. I'll give you 10% if you go claim it.
Got
And so
it.
they'd go claim it. And then 10 years went by. There was this $16 million jackpot in Iowa.
Uh-huh.
Actually, folks, if you got an hour and you want to watch a documentary, lottodoc.com. You can watch the whole story there.
Are
I
you
wrote
in
a
it?
book about it. I am. I didn't have anything to do with making it. I'd prefer you buy my book, personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the winning ticket. But crazy story. So we got to interview, this Bigfoot hunter down in way East Texas, down in the bayous.
Okay.
Ironically, last name Conn, Conn. Some of this stuff you just can't make up, right?
Really?
Yeah. And they were like, yeah, he's my Bigfoot hunting buddy. The brother, who was kind of at the thread that connected from the mastermind, actually got interviewed about the very first jackpot, one out in Colorado,
Okay.
by an FBI agent while he's in the hospital with 2 broken legs from falling out of a tree while Bigfoot hunting.
Wow.
Yeah,
These guys are in deep.
they're in deep.
Wow.
Crazy story.
Well, did this go to a jury?
It did when we only knew of the one Iowa ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting wrinkle here. You got your right to speedy trial, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been charged with the crime, you got your right to speedy trial. In Iowa, you can have a 90-day speedy trial rule. Normally, the federal rules is a year, but you can demand it in 90 days.
Okay.
And this was a case that had kind of been around for a long time. It got handed to me. We did we pushed a little bit on the investigation, got some good stuff, and then suddenly realized, we got to indict this guy once we found him out. We released the video of him purchasing the tickets and got some good tips, actually from a guy in Maine. But we
Not a Bigfoot hunter.
not a Bigfoot hunter,
Okay.
no. But a guy that knew the mastermind was like, that's Eddie Tipton.
Huh.
So we had to indict him real quick. And then he demanded speedy trial under the Iowa rule for 90 days. So we had this sense at that point, we're like, okay, this guy works at the Multi-State Lottery Association. It's his job to write the program that picks winning numbers. And here we have him buying a ticket. This thing's obviously rigged. We have no hard evidence. We don't have the computer, right? It's all circumstantial case.
Yeah.
And so, of course, we're thinking Multi-State Lottery Association's running games in 38 states and provinces. This can't be the only one.
Yeah.
But he demands speedy trial. And so we go to trial. We have a jury trial. We pick the jury. The day we start evidence, CBS This Morning covers this trial, says they got some computer expert on. This guy's got the defendant, he's got a pretty powerful argument for reasonable doubt because they don't have that hard evidence. We won anyway. And then we're waiting for sentencing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 6-week wait. You do this. There's a pre-sentence investigation, so the Department of Corrections can make a recommendation to the judge.
Got it.
While we're waiting, I get a phone call from Texas, and I recognize the area code as his area code. Just my phone rings in my cubicle. Answer the phone. Hey, is this Rob Sand? Yeah. Do y'all know the Eddie Tipton's brother won the lottery? No. Yeah, maybe about 10 years ago out west somewhere, maybe Colorado. I did not know that. Thank you. And so the investigation then, now we've got the tip that we kind of needed to go to other state lotteries that we technically don't have any, we can't tell them, give me this. But now we've got some information that we can really go to them and say, you probably need to give us this. And they've got a reason to do it. So investigation went on from there.
Did another state wind up nabbing him, or did you guys get who gets to host him?
It was interesting. He served his time in Iowa.
Okay.
We had great cooperation and really important work from the Wisconsin Attorney General's office.
Okay.
David Moss up there and Joanne Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Credit to them, a prosecutor and a investigating agent. And then out in Colorado, Rob, I think his name was Rob Shapiro at the AG's office there. They decided to do a prosecution. They didn't have much role in the investigation, but Joanne and David were really helpful. So we think this is probably the biggest multi-state plea agreement since the founding of federal law enforcement, because we couldn't get the feds to take the case.
Is he in the Hooskow now?
Who what now?
Is he in jail, locked up?
No, now he's out. He served like 4.5 years.
That's it?
Yeah. He has to. He's my understanding, he's still got his sentence hanging over his head in Wisconsin.
Got it.
So if he doesn't make good on his restitution, which he better start doing, I think they can haul him in Wisconsin and throw him back in. But he's down in Texas, and
he's probably playing lottery.
I mean,
to win the restitution money.
He might know what numbers to pick.
Man, I want to tell you about something. I don't want this to take up too much time, but did you hear about these dudes in Texas that just did that? They won the lottery, but they won it fair and square. These mathematicians, it's a global network.
Was this the serial number thing? Like they figured out a clue in the serial number?
No. It's a global network of these mathematician guys, and they just watch sweepstakes, raffles, giveaways, lotteries. They watch them for vulnerabilities.
Oh, interesting.
In Texas, they realized that you could, if you're a business, you can get your own lottery machine for tickets.
I did see this.
So they just rent offices all over the state.
Yeah.
They don't open any businesses because it's not part of the thing.
Yeah.
You just need an address. They rent offices all over the state. They get their own lotto machines. They wait till the jackpot gets to a certain bit. And
where they know their expected value hits this is the time.
Friends, families, they're banking on, they have to be that they can't be a split jackpot.
Yep.
If it's a split jackpot, they break even. If they're the sole winner, they clear tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, and so they would wait till it hit that amount. There's actually,
and then they got 72 hours or something like that.
There's another story that's similar out of Michigan. Matter of fact, Jerry and Marge go large.
Oh.
Jerry and Marge. Jerry was some Michigan guy who just had a real head for numbers, and he noticed some pattern in some game in Michigan, and basically did the same thing. It started with a newspaper, a magazine article, and then it got turned into a movie.
Oh,
great movie.
Yeah, these
I don't know if
dudes
they filmed it
ran
in Michigan or not, but
they had 72 hours. kids, wives, everybody.
Yeah.
They ran every number
You
combination.
could possibly buy. Yeah.
And then had a storage system. They do the draw. They go into their little thing. They're like, here's a ticket.
Right.
They're passing a lot. Like, and as of last I knew, everyone looked at it every which way, looking for why that's illegal.
Yeah.
As far as I know, it's not.
Yeah.
So now the Texas legislature is changing the
that's right,
rules
that's right.
to make it that you can't do that.
And they're all mad, and they're trying to make it look like these people screwed up because they're a bunch of politicians who don't want to admit that they wrote stupid rules for a game.
they
They
didn't
let
think it
somebody
through.
do that. Yeah.
These guys are like, we won fair and square.
Yeah, they just outsmarted them. They're like, dude, you wrote these rules. We read the rules that you wrote. We played the game according to the rules. Don't be mad at me. Eddie did not
the game,
do that.
not the player. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Eddie actually put a little extra code in there that made it predictable. So that's the difference. That's why he went to prison and these people got a bunch of money.
These people get to hang out.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. One last thing. Then I got an order in my head.
Yeah, yeah.
So we talked about when we're doing that Department of, what's it called again? Like you're not a prosecutor.
Well, yeah, I was. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was assistant attorney general and prosecuted
Attorney general.
some violent crime, but the focus was financial crime.
And then you're now the state auditor. Currently.
That's right.
That's an elected position?
Elected in Iowa. Yeah. So it's a mix in different states. Easiest way to understand it is it's like closest thing to taxpayers watchdog. So we audit tax spenders, not taxpayers.
Give me an example of a tax spender.
The state government, highway department, DOT, Department of Education. If a county or a city or a school district hires us for their annual audit, we do their audit. And then we do special investigations under certain circumstances.
Got it.
Yeah.
Is that a competitive field if you go to try to get elected?
Well, sure. I mean, at the end of the day, anytime you got a race, Iowa still at its heart is a fairly competitive state. That doesn't mean that every race is competitive, but when you're looking statewide, you know, it can go either way.
So people will run against you.
Yeah.
The reason I asked, for a period of time, my mother was the treasurer of her township.
Oh, no way.
36 square miles.
All right.
It's a big chunk of ground.
I'm betting she didn't have a lot of competition for that.
She would sometimes, it would be that no one would run against her.
Yep.
Which makes it very easy to win.
That's much better.
Yeah.
I would prefer that. That would be great. I could actually spend a lot more time hunting.
Yeah, for sure.
And hanging out with my kids.
So you won that.
Yeah.
And that's how long of a job is that?
4 years, reelected in 22. And to your point, when I won in 18, that was the first time in Iowa in 36 years, which I think was my life, basically. I was 36 at the time. But basically the first time in my life that a statewide incumbent Republican lost to a Democratic challenger. So
as auditor,
for any statewide any statewide office. Yeah, we tend to reelect our incumbents in Iowa. There's exceptions, but yeah.
And we were talking about running for governor, and
Yes.
we're not going to get into this yet because we're going to talk about deer.
Good.
Running for governor, this is the first time in some long period of time it's an open race.
Yeah, first time. Let's see, basically since first time in 20 years.
Got it.
Yep. So it was you'll going back to people on the inside. One of the things that kind of made me push to do it was, so we uncovered a record amount of misspent money in my first term.
Okay.
I get reelected. The response to Democrats and Republicans and independents in Iowa reelecting me was the legislature and the governor passed a law so that state agencies can hide evidence of misspent tax dollars from our office.
Can hide.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I know, because why would you ever do that? Right? That's wrong. It's bad. Yes, that's what they did.
But help me understand, like, what's the argument for hiding evidence?
Oh, well, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that's
the argument. You got to have words come out of your mouth. It's all BS. The words that would come out of their mouth were, oh, well, we're trying to protect your privacy.
Got it.
Privacy for waste, fraud, and abuse of my tax dollars? I don't want privacy for that.
Got it.
Every government watchdog in the country that weighed in on this law, Democrats, Independents, Republicans, they were all like, don't do this. This is terrible. You're going to see an increase in waste of tax dollars if you pass this law. They passed it anyway. Because they saw that we were, like, doing the job. And they were like, hey, he's letting people know what's happening. We can't have that.
Got it.
So,
but then you won after that?
No, I got reelected. Then they did that.
So that made the job less fun.
Oh, I mean, we're about to do something important. We're about to tell people a big deal. We're trying to hold people accountable. And they're like, we don't want you to look at that. oh, well, what am I doing here then?
Huh.
I remember one of the quotes from someone who was like on the government oversight committee for the American Institute of CPAs was like, if you pass this law, you may as well make it so you don't have a state auditor.
Oh,
That's what they did.
and that's what they're like. That's what we mean.
Yeah, they were like, perfect. Let's pass this sucker. That's just the endorsement they wanted.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, job suddenly became less interesting, less fun. I mean, this is a piece of this is rooted in my faith. My faith, as those stories mentioned, very important to me. One of the stories that always stuck out to me as a kid was Jesus flipping over the tables of the money changers in the temple.
Yeah.
People in a position of trust and power, right, who were abusing that trust and power. And I loved the work I was doing as a prosecutor, going after corrupt public officials, corrupt financial advisors who prey on people's trust, right, who use their position to get more for themselves. I loved the work of holding people accountable who are in charge of tax dollars, making sure that they knew that someone was looking at them and didn't care about the power that they had, but cared about whether or not they were doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you change that law and you take that away, and it's like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. And it makes it all the more important to say, sounds like we need a new governor, someone who's going to give the auditor their power back and do a bunch of other good stuff at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the idea.
Okay, let's jump into deer.
Please.
That's what sealed the deal. That's what sealed the deal.
Yeah,
Because we read the
yeah,
article,
that's
and then
right,
Crin's
yeah.
like, he got a really big buck in the urban hunting program.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
do it.
Boom. Done.
So to explain, so you're in Des Moines.
Yep.
Okay. What is the urban hunting program in Des Moines?
What I can tell you of it, I've been doing it for, I think, 13 years. And many Iowa municipalities have got an urban hunting program because we got big whitetail over the state.
Okay.
And, they're eating people's hostas and all that. And you
Yep.
always get a divide on the people who want you to take them and don't. But
Okay.
most cities have got a program, bow hunting only. You got to shoot from an elevated position so that your arrow's going into the ground. You got to
Okay.
be in a stand. You have to take an annual every single year. You got to repass your marksmanship test so that they always know.
Is it a serious test?
It's not super, I would call it a proficiency. People
Okay.
call it a proficiency test.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 arrows from 15 yards and 10 arrows from 20 yards at a 9-inch target. It's not hard.
Got it.
And they don't want you to take shots beyond about 25 yards. So
Okay. Yeah, like if someone said, "Hey, is he a good shot?" and you said he's proficient.
proficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels right.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
Tell me again. So 10 shots.
10, I think it's 10 from 20 yards and 10 from 15 yards at a 9-inch target.
Got it.
And you got to hit.
You got to do a background check and all that.
I don't think if you had to do a background check, it would have been maybe at the beginning. You do have to take a bow hunter's safety course at one point in your life,
Okay.
which is awesome because I did that when I was like 14.
Yeah.
And so when I found out about the urban hunting program and it was like already November, the first year, I was like, I got to do what now? And I was like, oh man, I did that. Hey Dad, didn't I do that? Isn't that class you made me take? Yeah. Great. Now I just got to go find my certificate.
Okay.
But once you do that, so then it's an incentive program.
And but the landowners they have to participate obviously. Or is there parks and stuff?
There are parks,
Okay.
and there's a system for doing the park hunting. I've always done private land hunting, either our backyard or somebody I know. And then for this one, I knocked a lot of doors.
Mm-hmm.
But there's parks. What else do I need to add here? It's an incentive system. So every year to get a urban buck tag in the city of Des Moines, you got to take 3 antlerless deer the year before.
Man, that's earn a buck on steroids.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's different for,
Because they're trying to lower numbers.
That's
and they
right.
don't want
That's
a lot of they don't want a lot of funny business.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And
they
they're-
don't want big buck hunters flocking in.
No, it's a very, like, you gotta earn that urban tag for a antlered buck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2024, and it resets, I gather.
Yes. And it doesn't that gets you into the lottery. Now, most years,
Oh,
if you're in the lottery,
a buck
most
tag
years,
lottery.
yeah, most years if you get the 3 and you make it into the lottery, you will get an urban buck tag.
Got it.
But you're not guaranteed. You may not. And so most years I've gotten one, but there's other years where you don't.
And how are you showing that you got the 3 deer?
You have to check them in. So it used to be
Okay.
in person, and then I don't remember if it was COVID or not, but they switched it to an online system. You got to fill out your tag, you got to do your time, and you got to submit photographs too,
Okay.
so that they have some certainty that this is a fresh, unique deer each time.
Got it.
Yeah.
So the first year participating in the urban hunt, no chance for bucks. You got to do your 3 does.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Oh,
And this year, a guy sent me a picture. I'd put a post up. I was like, "Hey, I'd never done that before. Usually just hunted where I hunted.
mhm.
Hey, I'm looking for a big buck in Des Moines. I've got my urban buck tag. If you know anyone, let me know."
If you know anyone that has a big buck,
Yeah, if
and they
you've seen
don't
a big buck
personally
in your
want it.
neighborhood, if you've seen a big buck in your neighborhood, let me know. And this guy I had met at a party like 10 or 15 years ago.
That's one of those ones where you're like, it's so stupid it might work.
yeah, exactly.
Because like, well, who would want to tell another guy about a big buck?
And that's the
But
thing.
But it might be just a guy that doesn't care.
Yes. Well, and a lot of these people are like, that buck's eating my hostas.
Yeah.
That buck, this, that, the other thing.
Because if I did an all company
Yeah.
email
Yeah.
and I said, if anyone knows about a large buck,
Exactly.
let me know.
Right.
I'm not going to get replies.
Yeah. But this is the city of Des Moines. People want you to take a deer, right? And a lot of people are just like, yeah, here you go. Now, there's not that many. Now, most of the hunters that are in the program who knew of this buck were like, hey, man, good for you. I did a lot of work. So he gave me I had one picture.
Okay.
Man, I hoofed it.
But there's no way the buck is only using one property.
Oh, no, he's all over. There are other people that knew of him. Actually, the guy that measured him, and this is green measure. He measured 209.
Cow.
Yeah. So, and he
Phil, that is very, very big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe we can. Wait, should we
This news
roll?
for Phil.
Should we roll a photo?
It definitely
roll a
is.
photo.
Should we roll?
Well,
Roll a
which
photo.
Not
photo?
yet.
Which photo are we looking at here?
One of the bucks.
The ones in the
One
in
of
the
the
dock here.
Yeah.
live, maybe trail
In the
cam,
autumn. The
Any
buck
of
in the
early-
autumn of his life.
That's actually the picture he sent me. That's literally the one.
He's like, hey, this one lives by me.
and so when I came to and picked myself up the floor and looked again at that buck,
He's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to waste your time, but like this
Right.
buck's hanging around.
this one seems kind of nice. Yeah.
Describe. I mean, that just looks like a tangle.
Yeah,
of
if you're listening, mainframe 10-pointer. In this picture, you can see one big drop tine and a second smaller brow tine. What you can't see in this picture is actually a second drop coming off of that same G1.
Cow.
Yeah, and what's the funny thing in the picture is he looks young, but it's because his rack is so huge,
Mm.
and he's in velvet, so there's always a litle shrinkage, but not that much.
So
it's
when
209.
the guy reaches out,
Yeah.
Well, first off, how far? I mean, I'm not familiar with Des Moines. Like, what he says, it's in this area.
Yeah.
This is the area you
I'm
know.
like, yeah. I'm
Okay.
like, where do you live? And he gives me his address.
okay.
I'm like, thank you. Have you seen him other places? He's like, no, I think he's only seen him once or twice. And from that point, I just go to work. It's just this is scouting.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more complicated when each postage stamp is another landowner. So I'm on Onyx. I'm looking at where he lives. I'm looking at topography. I'm figuring out if I was a buck over there, where would I go? And I go. I knocked doors. Just cold knocked on people's doors. I called people if I could get their phone numbers. Just called them up. Hey, my name's Rob. There's an urban bow hunting program in Des Moines to help population control.
This is all your prosecutor training.
That's right. Well, I'm just opening with a story, just letting them know why I'm calling.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering if you're interested. I've been in the program for 13 years. It's never any issues for anybody, but I'm looking to hunt in your area, and I'm wondering if you'd be interested in letting me hunt on your property.
Okay.
Happy to answer all your questions.
What's
of the
an
people,
average acreage?
Oh, these houses, I mean, less than an acre for a lot of them.
Oh,
Now, a
yeah,
handful
you're
of them
knocking
are
on
more.
A ton of doors. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going out in the evenings and knocking. I'm making phone calls. Some people are yes, some people are no. Occasionally people know me. Like one guy actually had my yard sign in his yard. So I was like, okay,
That's
I
a good
like my
lead.
odds here. Yeah. But then on the other hand, there were folks who...
You're like,
Yeah,
I'm actually not here about that though.
Right. Thank you for putting my yard sign up. He's like, Rob Sand, you're knocking my door. I was like, well, yes, I am knocking your door, but you'll be surprised as to why. And I'm setting up cameras, trying to figure out where this guy is, zeroing in. And I had other people say, man, if I was going to let anybody hunt here, I'd let you. I'm with you, but I'm not going to let you hunt here. So it totally depends. Totally depends. Some couples, You know, you'd have the wife would be the one who's like, no, don't hunt here. Other couples, the husband be the one who's like, no, I don't want you to hunt here. And so I'm hitting out, I'm striking out here. I'm hitting singles here, setting up cameras, zeroing in over the course of probably 6 weeks in the summertime.
Are you ever driving around and see it?
One time,
Okay.
not driving, but am I on my bike? I'm either on because I would take bike rides in the neighborhood to scout. It was bikeable from my house.
Yeah.
And so I'd get on my bike, and instead of going east like I might normally do, I'd go west and just bike around and be like, ooh. Because, you know, there's stuff you can't see on Onyx. You don't know.
Yeah.
And you can see the path and all that. So, but one time I drove into a property. I was going to go knock the door, and I look over there, and there's one of the guys in his bachelor group, one of the other bucks. Yeah. And so I was, you know, hair on the back of my neck is like, all right, great. We're in the right spot here.
Huh.
We're making progress. So by the time we get to opening day, I got 3 properties where I've had him moving in the daylight on camera.
What's opening day?
September 16th.
Okay.
Something like that, like middle of September. And I set up, it's been a southerly wind, so I set up on one where I like my chances. I got permission from 2 adjoining property owners, so that's great, because that means I can be sitting in one, but it's a small property, so I can shoot into the other. This is very helpful, because they both signed the document. You got to get a signed document if you're doing private land.
I got to interrupt the story just to ask
Yeah,
this
yeah.
little clarifying question.
Yeah.
What are the retrieval rules here?
You know, it's be so careful.
That's
It's
the
be
rules.
so
That's the
careful.
rules.
Well, so technically speaking, in the state of Iowa, if you have an animal that you have taken, you have legal capacity to take the most direct line to that animal across someone else's property.
Okay.
Now, you ask law enforcement about that, and smart law enforcement will tell you, please ask. It's not that you have to ask permission.
Yeah.
Just tell them.
Yeah.
We don't want altercations. We don't want someone out there with a gun being like, what are you doing on my property? So
Okay.
proper courtesy, best practice, knock on somebody's door.
Okay.
Now, I've been lucky. I've never had an issue with that. You do got to let folks know that you're hunting there if you're like next door. And so a lot of these folks, when I would call them, it'd be like, hey, I'm going to be hunting in your neighborhood. You know, I'm interested also in hunting on your property. So there's
But
a
you-
notification.
In all these years, though,
Mhm.
I mean, when you shoot, you have to put the arrow. I noticed that buck.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
an arrow. There's a mark on that buck where that mark is supposed to be.
Yeah.
But that's got to be a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you can't be chasing them 300 yards.
No, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so go on.
Where were we?
You had 2 properties
Oh, yeah,
where you could be on one
opening
and
day.
shoot onto the other one.
Yeah. Because I got adjoining landowners. They both, so to do private, you got to have them sign a document. You know, it's the city's official document.
Yep.
The city's got to come out and inspect the property and say,
Oh,
like,
wow.
okay, these distance separation requirements, everything's good.
What?
Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, I was hunting not far, you know, this is urban hunting, right? Like the guys at Seek One, you know, they talk about this. You got all these new variables, dogs, right? I've had dogs chase away a buck before.
Okay.
You got people out there on a walk in a park. You could have a biker out there if you're in a park. And so they're real careful about where people go.
Yep.
So opening day, I go out that first full weekend. I sit Saturday twice. I sit Sunday twice. Sunday morning, 2 minutes into hunting light. I've been in my stand for 45 minutes. There he is. Is that him? Is it him? And you know how when you're right at hunting light, it's like if you're in a field, great, plenty of light. But if
Mhm.
you're in the woods,
Yeah, it's
it's
different.
still not there. And because, remember I mentioned I had seen his buddy in his bachelor group?
Yep.
The buddy in his bachelor group had one of the same drop tines, narrower frame, shorter tines, but close enough that at 2 minutes into hunting light, under a bunch of oak trees, I'm like, is it him? Is it him?
Got it.
And I wait, and I probably wait 3 minutes. That's probably all it takes for me to be like, it's him. And by the time I'm drawn, he's out of range. So
it
that's
wasn't
that.
him.
Oh, it was him.
Oh, it was him.
No, it was him. But I'm waiting because if I
I thought
That's
you meant
it.
it was the buddy. It wasn't you. Oh,
It
you
was
were
the big
you
boy.
were worried about the lookalike buddy.
I was worried about the lookalike buddy.
I got you.
Because
Yeah.
I noticed, okay, this looks like him. It's a big mature
You
deer.
wanted to make sure it was not. Yeah.
Because there is no, you get your one,
Got
you
it,
know,
got it.
and I didn't want to screw this up.
And you paused, and there goes your opportunity.
yeah, which I'm glad that I did it,
Yeah.
you know, but there he went. So what? A week later, I'm setting up a stand on another property, and I turn around, and there he is. So I freeze. Can't move. I'm there for 10 minutes. Finally, he just wanders away. And so I had 2 sightings on him. And then so let's see. So the first 2 weekends, I'm out, literally, I'm sitting Saturday till noon, lunch break, hang out with my family a little bit,
Yeah.
go out, sit for the afternoon into the evening, both Saturday and Sunday, skipping church. Lord forgive me. October, and then I see him twice in that time frame. And then like this first weekend in October, there's this cold front coming in. I'm like, all right, this is it. And I'm running for governor, by the way, at the same time. I'm doing 100 public town halls,
Yeah.
one in every single county across the state. And as this cold front is coming in, by the way, I'm getting him on camera, Steve. It's 85 degrees.
But why are you already running for governor then? How long do you got to run for
I know,
governor?
isn't that stupid? 18 months.
You run for governor for 18 months?
I wasn't even the first person in the race. But yeah, campaigns are that long these days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're running for governor and hunting.
I'm running for governor and hunting and doing my day job and trying to be a dad and a husband.
Yeah.
Some days are better than others.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, I'm doing all these town halls all across the state, so I'm traveling a lot, and here comes this cold front, finally. Because, again, this is a 209-inch buck. He's moving in 85-degree heat. I've got him on camera,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And so I'm out there just sweating, sitting in my stand, praying that I'll be in the shade. Because if the sun hits me, it's over. But finally, we get this cold front coming in, and I'm like, okay, this is it. Because I got basically a day to hunt this cold front. After that, I'm on the road. And what I'm thinking is, you know, I know there's other people who are looking for this buck. I bet this is part of the reason I'm hunting so hard, because if I don't get him when this cold front hits, he's
Someone's
probably
gonna.
going to be moving more, and someone else is going to put their tag on him.
Yep.
Which, good for them. If that's what happens, good for them. But I'm working hard. By the way, I'd never done much early season hunting before. Big fan now.
Mm.
Because you can go out after work and you still got 2 hours of daylight.
Oh,
Which is one of
yeah.
the cool things about urban hunting.
Yeah, it's not
like
like dark
you're-
at 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
or whatever,
and your
yeah.
commute to your stand is 5 minutes.
Mhm.
So you're just like, all right, well, drive over there, climb up. There's one property that I hunt where I drive into a parking lot at like a printing shop, and there's this chunk of woods over there, and I just drive in, park in the back corner, and I walk about 30 yards, and I'm in my tree.
You can see your car.
Yeah, I can see my car. I can see people come out for their smoke breaks, you know? Like all these different variables that just make the urban stuff a little bit more complicated.
You got to
So-
do an episode urban hunting, Steve.
Oh, it's a trip.
Man, I'd have, yeah.
It's a trip.
I'd like, dude, it'd be nerve wracking. I'd be sitting there as being like, man, I don't want to trail a deer all through the neighborhood. All through the neighborhood.
I do know a guy I used to work with. He was at the Attorney General's office who had a bad experience where somebody did not have fantastic arrow placement.
Yeah.
And the deer, I think with an arrow in it, came into his backyard. But that is, I've been doing this urban program, I think, for 13 years. That's actually the only story I know of a bad thing happening.
Yeah, because probably people take it, they're so aware of the problem, they probably self-limit.
Yeah. And everyone who's in this program, it's a cool thing to be able to do. And so we're careful,
Yeah.
you know? So cold front, it's raining. I go out in the morning, it's raining. I soak through my boots. I come in for a midday break, go back out, put on my insulated boots instead, climb back up. And then it just opens up. It's dumping rain. I'm like, okay, he's not going to move in this kind of weather. So I'll climb out 30 yards to my truck in this guy's driveway, sit in my truck for 45 minutes. It lightens up. It's still raining, but it lightens up. I'm like, all right, we got 45 minutes here. Go back out there, climb back up. You know, I'm sitting there for 10 minutes to look up. There he is. And
What's he doing?
rubbing. And I'm like, okay, here we go. It's still coming down, but it's not terribly heavy. And the angle he's at, the spot he's at, I have to get. I'm in this really unique tree that like juts out, and so I have my climbing sticks up to here, and then I can stand here, even though the tree keeps going.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to get lower, so I get onto my top climbing stick, and I take like 2 steps down. I'm at full draw, and I slip. Now I do saddle hunting, and so I'm always trying to keep my weight in my saddle, and so instead of falling, I just twist out around the tree.
Yeah, I got you.
At full draw. I'm just on a ride.
Like a swing.
Yes. I'm just on this really exciting ride. And I quit swinging. I bumped the tree, but it's raining. And I didn't make much noise because, again, there's no hook. My weight is already in the saddle.
Yeah.
I just kind of swing out. I stop swinging. I let down. I just get myself back onto my climbing stick. I look over. He's still rubbing. No idea. Draw. That's it.
How far did you go?
25, 40 yards. Yeah.
Huh.
Still raining. So, and the best part about this, because you go back to, the importance of just you're hunting in an urban area. You really don't want to upset people.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm hunting at a property where the driveway has a retaining wall that backs up to it. So I can back my pickup up, lower the tailgate, and without having to field dress the deer in the rain out in this guy's yard, just drag him into
It's like a
my truck.
loading bay.
Yes, a literal loading bay for 209-inch bucks.
And then where'd you head?
My dad's place. He got me into hunting. It was pretty cool to take him over. And I've been like, Corinne too, but like there were people that I was texting about this buck. Like I was going hard.
Before,
I've never, and I'm not this is the first time really that I had like people say, target buck. I've never really had like a target buck. I might set up some cameras, kind of see who's around and be like, oh, I'd shoot that if I saw it, but I'm not naming things, I usually go out in November. I'm busy.
What'd you name him? Be honest with you.
He didn't have a name. No,
he was just like the buck, one buck.
Yeah. I mean, his name now is 209, but like, my dad was one of the people I'm texting with, right? Like he got me into bow hunting when I was a teenager, and it was really cool to be able to pull up that picture that you've got up there. We are in his driveway,
Oh, gosh.
and it was, and so my dad and I are just flipping out. We get to
that's like the biggest buck in the family history.
Yeah. And my dad's a first generation hunter. I'm almost certain. Like he might have done squirrel, and obviously you go back enough generations and everybody's doing it. But my grandpa Bob, his dad, wasn't a bow hunter anyways, and wasn't a deer hunter. But my dad got me into bow hunting, and we'd go out and do squirrel. We do a lot of fishing together too. But it was a pretty cool thing to share that with him.
So did you just grab that thing and just drag it over to the retaining wall?
Yes.
And just out of there quick?
Yeah. It's raining. I'm wet. I don't want to be out here any longer than I have to. And I mean, you think about this stuff, and it's like, look, you're going to leave a gut pile out on a guy's property? No, you don't want to. Might you? Yeah, but when I can just do this, then I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, yeah. I think discreet is the way to go.
That's especially if you want to get permission again for next year,
Yeah. I want to jump something for listeners before we start recording. Rob Sand here shared with me that he can share with you your taxidermy plan, which I think is not good.
What? Oh yeah. I want the taxidermist, and I'm open-minded, but I shot this thing in the rain, and that if you look at that picture, it's the rack's got a nice shine on it.
It's wet.
And I talked to the taxidermist about making it look like that when it's done, like a kind of like a lacquer on it to give it a shine. Steve thinks that's a dumb idea.
You can't. You'd be corrupting it. You can't paint the antlers.
Well,
like maybe you could rub a little. What's that stuff that when you're like a little kid, your mom would spray it on the wood furniture? Old English?
Pine Sol.
Pine Sol.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
My mom went down there and
Murphy's or
spray the
Pine
wood
Sol.
furniture.
Yeah.
with an aerosol can.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe now and then a touch, but you don't want your children.
Yeah.
Your children's
I
children
see
are gonna
that-
be like,
yeah.
what in the
that
world is all
picture.
over the antlers?
In that picture, there's a nice shine.
And they'll think,
Yeah,
why
there's a
did
nice
Dad
shine there.
lacquer or paint? They're not going to be like, oh, because it
They'll
was
know the
raining
answer.
out.
No, they'll know the answer. They'll know the answer.
They just won't.
So
It'll just be that you lacquered it and it was dumb.
I had one buck with a big Roman nose, and I had him recreate the Roman nose.
Sure.
right?
100%.
And
100%.
I just, to me, that it's not when you do a shoulder mount, it's not just this is that deer, but this is that moment.
Okay.
And I always like to tell people, by the way, you want to see the rest of them, come on into the state auditor's office. I like to call it the public sector Cabela's. You walk in and you're like, oh, a lot of deer in here, and a buffalo, then a turkey. But to me, that mount is like, if you can have it be that moment and bring that moment back, that's unique.
You know, an argument you could be laying on me that I would buy
Uh-huh.
is if you were saying to me, listen, man, it's my buck. That's how I want it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how I remember it.
Yeah.
But I'm stuck thinking about posterity.
Yeah.
Future generations being, why did Grandpa lacquer the deer?
That's right.
What
That's
if you
right.
have like a spray bottle and every now and then you
Just
just
moisten it.
mist
Yes.
Like
Yes.
a plant.
Yes.
Like a plant.
Yes. Now that you say to your friends,
Yeah,
you say
yeah.
to your friends or future generations, just say, hey, you want to see what it looked like when I shot it? And then get your spray.
Hey, I'll tell
You-
my
that way
I'll
you
tell
have
my
best of
son.
both worlds.
I'll tell
Best
my
of both
sons,
worlds.
hey buddy, you got to water the plants and the buck and the 209. I love that.
Because everybody wants to see what it looked like when I got it in the rain.
I love that. I love that idea. But yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
We'll see. They haven't tried it before, and I don't know. You know, one of the things I was thinking about with Brooklyn sitting here is like, how much do you practice? You know, I need to find somebody who's willing to just run a dry run on that before I do it on that one.
Well, yeah, but they can just take some other little
They should have
racks.
some sheds,
They'll
right?
take some racks
Yeah.
and try to figure out a good look.
Right.
John Hayes will be able to help you with that.
I don't know who that is.
Hayes Taxidermy Studio.
All right.
If you want to drive
Is
it
he
like
here
a
in town?
million
No, I
miles,
don't wanna
he's
do that.
very far from here.
It's
in the wrong direction.
It's at Scoville Taxidermy in Warren County, Iowa.
He's in the same state, but he's real far away
All
from
right.
here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
If you factor in people that would be jealous,
Yeah.
factor in people that would be just uncomfortable or opposed to hunting,
Yeah.
and then factor in people that would just love it that you got that buck.
Yeah.
Just getting a big buck. If you had to weigh out in your head, like here I am, I'm running for governor.
Yeah.
Is getting a big buck net positive or net negative? Because
I
a lot
mean-
of guys are gonna be like, he don't deserve that big buck.
That's right.
I should have gotten that big buck. I'm not voting for him.
There is a guy that definitely was definitely saying that. One guy definitely saying that.
And then some people are like, how could he hurt that beautiful thing?
Correct. I just literally replied to somebody about that on Threads today.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was like, how could you do this? I mean, it's one thing if you're eating it, but you're just hunting for. I'm like, no, the law in the state of Iowa literally is you can't waste the meat. It's just there's an astounding level of lack of curiosity, right? About hunting. You know this.
Yeah.
Like people who just don't know, like you have to eat the animal. It's literally the law in the state of Iowa. People don't know that.
Yeah, salvage requirements.
Yep, that too. That too. I don't know how it breaks down. To me, I love hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I like to talk about things that I love. My social media presence, whatever channel you're on, it's probably Rob Sand IA, although I think on TikTok it's Rob Sand Iowa. But my social media presence is like I am a human being. I will put up a post about the burrito that I had for lunch. I'll put up a post about going hunting, and then I'm going to put up a post about how dumb it was to make it so that the auditor can't look at misspent tax money.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just like these are basically like me. They're my accounts, and I understand that some people that might make them upset, but like I'm not gonna not be who I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be who I am, and if some people don't like it, that's okay. But other people do. The other thing is, and I kind of like this. I love the idea of surprising people when it comes to partisanship expectations.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I do.
I like that.
All that stuff you talked about, right? Was like, oh, look at this guy. He sounds like a Republican, but he's a Democrat. Do you know what I sound? Those descriptions to me, I'm like, that just sounds like somebody from small town Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people in small town Iowa do that. Those values, those traditions, those don't belong to a political party. And I love the idea of being like out there is like, yeah, I am a Democrat. Yeah, I do like to hunt. Now, I'm also out there as someone who thinks that we should end the special legal privileges of the Democratic and the Republican parties. I've yet to hear a good reason for why we are stuck having the lesser of two evils on every freaking ballot and feeling like, well, you've never done a thing for me, but boy, this one I really don't like. So I guess I have to vote for you, right?
Yeah.
But I was an independent when I first registered to vote. I realized not long after that in Iowa, to vote in the primary, you have to join a party.
It's that's called closed primary, right?
You got it. Closed primary. Can I swear on this program?
Yeah, like don't say anything crazy. Look, don't say anything that would ruin your campaign.
I just won't swear then.
No, you can
That's
swear
hogwash.
You can swear a little bit.
That's hogwash.
Yeah, that's
a
good.
terrible idea.
Yeah.
This is America.
Oh, you were going to be like, it was BS.
Yeah, I was going to say,
You
it is.
could have gotten away with that.
It is BS.
Yeah, hogwash is good.
Yeah. You're
Horse
telling me horse. That's a less common one for Iowa. We got a lot of hogwash. We got less horse pucky. You're telling me in America, where we celebrate Independence Day, we're going to tell independent voters that they are less equal and they don't get to participate in our democracy. That's hogwash, right?
Yeah.
But that's what it is. We have these close primaries. Guys, we have 2 private clubs that run the United States of America. That's what it is. It is absolutely wrong. And I think we should change it. But I registered as a Democrat because I think Jesus is for the little guy. And my perception, particularly at the time of the Democratic Party, is that was the party for the little guy. I'm trying to make it stay that way. And I also remember Clinton, when he was president as a Democrat, balancing the budget and using the surplus in part to pay down the debt. And I was like a teenager, and I just remember thinking like, oh, thanks, because I don't want to have to pay for all that someday.
Yeah.
And those are the reasons, basically, that I registered as a Democrat for the most part. Also, as a guy that liked to hunt and fish, I was like, well, they want to keep the places I like to hunt and fish clean and pure, and that's good too.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that, like, why should I have to join a private club to exercise my sacred right to vote? That's messed up.
Yeah. That's one of the thing I talk about when I talk about my own politics often, or when I talk about sort of the politics of hunting and fishing, I often describe to put it negatively, I'll say you always have to be paranoid.
Yeah.
To put it positively, which I never do, it would be that each side helps you out in some ways.
That's right.
But yes, when it comes to environmental protections, clean air, clean water, right?
Yep.
Habitat preservation, we find a lot of friends in the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
When it comes to acceptance, support of the culture of hunting, firearm rights, people that are kind of like out there and proud of outdoor heritage.
Yes.
We find a lot of friends in the Republican Party.
Yes.
But at the same time, I don't want to use the word hate. I don't like the 2-party system.
Yeah.
And it's not even the system that bugs me. What bugs me is the way the system enforces itself.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? The way you have to, it drives people insane.
It does.
If you don't take all your views and fit them into the box.
Yeah. Get in the box.
And when you see someone in the political world, when you see them, it's painful to watch.
Yeah.
When you see someone and they get to the point where they go, man, I need to start pretending I think a thing I don't think.
Yep.
Because here I am in this complex world and I need to boxify.
Yeah.
So it's not even the parties I have a problem with. It's not the 2-party system I have a problem with how organized. And so there's
a reinforcing culture around the 2-party system.
Yeah.
And I say that at every one of my town halls, we go in hard on how broken that system is. Because it tells us there's only 2 ways to think, to your point.
Yeah.
We know that's ridiculous. There's literally 5 people in that room. That's 5 ways to think right now. And so we start these things out. We do, we say the system is broken. You've all been invited here to help change it. So raise your hand if you're a Republican. We clap for the Republicans who are in attendance. Raise your hand if you're an independent voter. We clap for the independent voters who are in attendance. I then say, I'm all big on fairness, so let's clap for the Democrats too, right? And then let's prove to ourselves, but also to everyone else who wants us to hate each other because then we're easier to control. Let's prove to everyone that we all, despite our differences, can work together. Let's sing the first verse of America the Beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah. And so 100 times across the state of Iowa this year, we did that. I don't lead it. The point is we all sing. My microphone is like, down by my knees.
mm-hmm.
And it's a wonderful moment for people to just have this, hold on a second. That's right. We can just do this differently.
Yeah.
And usually by the time that's over, there's one person in the audience you can find who's having an experience, like
Yeah.
feeling something, right? That's what I want us to push towards. I mean, I look at what they did in the state of Iowa, and I'm like, they literally are so comfortable thinking that this is going to be one party control forever, that they passed a law that auditors around the United States of all political persuasions said will increase waste, fraud, and abuse
Mhm.
because they think they own this thing.
Yeah.
The two-party system fundamentally is broken, and you pick an issue, right? It could be water quality, could be Second Amendment. Part of the issues around that issue are where they are, and they are the magnitude that they are because the incentive in the political system is for people to throw bombs at each other and have a food fight instead of actually sitting down
Mm-hmm.
and saying, hey, let's figure out how we're going to solve this problem. And if you break down those special legal privileges that the Democratic and the Republican parties have, and you give us a real market for political candidates, we'll start to see changes where we are in more control. We, the people, are in more control of the politicians rather than feeling like we're sort of stuck into supporting them.
Yeah.
That's my number one thing. Any other issue gets fixed more easily when you have a system that's actually responsive to the people.
What does it look like when you're doing this as you campaign? I'm not even clear on how you guys haven't got to the primary yet.
No, next June.
How many people are in that?
There's well, we'll find out because the qualifying for the ballot thing, like filing your paperwork to get on the ballot for the primary, happens in like February, March.
Okay.
So maximum 3. One of them is
Maximum 3?
who have announced.
Oh.
There could be any number, but
Yeah.
3 on the Democratic side have announced. One's a nice guy named Paul that's announced for many offices, and I'm not sure that he's ever collected enough signatures. The other's a lovely lady named Julie that I've known for years and think the world of, and then there's me.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so this all plays out in November.
So primary in June, and then same date as the midterms for the election. And then on the Republican side, there's 5 candidates over there. I think
Yeah.
close to 5, if it's not 5.
Corinne sent me a thing where you were drawing a distinction between politics and public service.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
Well, it's kind of the piece of what we're talking about here,
Mm.
right? Is politics is passing a law that everybody who's an expert in auditing agrees is going to make it harder to find misspent money.
Mm-hmm.
Public service is the 6 Republicans in the Iowa House that voted against that, despite the fact their party wanted them to support it. Good for the 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They stood up to do the right thing. I'm proud of every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at every one of them and I see, we can have disagreements, but you showed some courage on that day. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Public service is John McCain taking the microphone away from that woman back in the debates when she was like, saying whatever. I don't remember what it was specifically, but like some kind of conspiracy theory about Obama. He takes a microphone. He says, "Ma'am," and he just sort of says something positive about his opponent. That's public service.
Yeah.
What you're saying is
that dude was a
true.
class act,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Like that to me is that's public service. So much of the push is around party. Show me people who want to do it right. Show me people who are there not to be a Democrat or a Republican, but to try to do the right thing. Figure out what the truth is and then do the right thing. Those are the people that I want to work with.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans or independents or whatever. I want to work with people who just are focused on like I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to be right. Well, here's a good example. I'll toot my own horn here. I got elected in 2018. First decision was who am I going to put in the 2 highest positions in the auditor's office. I picked an independent and a Republican who had made campaign contributions to my opponent.
Oh.
Yeah. So I put them in those highest positions because I want to be a state auditor that's serving the whole state.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to know that whether or not you supported me is not the determinant of whether or not I'm going to listen to you.
Got it.
And I am here to serve everybody. Now, people who like politics, they're like, Rob, that's the wrong way to do this. You're supposed to punish the people who
Yeah.
oppose you. What are you doing? You're crazy. And my attitude to that is like, well, I'm not trying to, accumulate all the power. I'm trying to just do the right thing. Like the concept of statesmanship, right? Like, okay, the election's over. I won. Neener. Too bad for you. But come on board. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. You can be a part of this too. I want your input. Every once in a while, I'm almost slightly incorrect.
Mm-hmm. What's your family think about this? Is your wife sweating it if you win?
It's a great question. She understands. She's a believer in it. She understands why it's important. She thinks we need a new direction in the state of Iowa. She doesn't love it. She's got her own. Actually, she runs her family business, which actually is all about improving the efficiency of the food system. You'd appreciate it. I like to describe it as using every part of the proverbial buffalo.
Oh,
so they take materials from slaughterhouses around the United States and figure out something they can do with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
like
cool.
Rendering and whatnot.
One of the things they do is rendering.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
And she works there.
Mm-hmm. Running it. And so she.
Do you know what politicians always say they're going to ask their wife or whatever? They're going to talk to their wife. They're going to ask their wife. Do you actually go do that? Do they go say like, hey, can I run for governor?
The distinction I would make is the people who are like, we sat down with our children and had a family discussion. I'm always like, really, your children?
We send
You
our
let your
kids
children?
out for family discussions.
We're closer.
You guys
to
got to
that.
go in the other room. We're gonna have a family discussion.
How old are yours?
My daughter's up. I got a 10. My
Yeah.
daughter's 13 in a couple days, and I got a 15.
All right. Okay. So we got two boys. They're 9 and 11.
We have the family discussion. Then
Yeah.
they come in and we tell them what it was.
There,
we tell them what was decided.
That's a lot closer. That's a lot closer. And we'll explain why this decision was made, right? And why, like, no, we're not going to Disneyland. And there's 1,000 reasons why. But the biggest one is we don't like Disneyland. Our boys actually, thankfully, have never asked to go to Disneyland. But no, like, will she and I talk about this? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a big decision.
Sure,
and same
man.
with running for state auditor too. Lower office, but still a big decision. When politicians are like, we sat down and we listened to our kids. I'm like, really? You let a 9-year-old decide like what you're going to do with your life?
You're
Like,
going to run for higher
yeah,
office.
or any office, any
Kids
office.
like, nah,
Right.
no.
Right. City council. I just be like, well, my kid is a child. They don't understand what this means. This is a big decision and it's important. We will let them know what we've decided.
Yeah.
Similar to you. Yeah.
Got
And no, they're not in the room. Because if they're in the room when Christine and I are talking about it, then they're going to have input regardless.
Yeah, for sure. Man, the part about it that really gets me is maybe it hasn't happened yet, but God, you got to get some thick skin, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because toward the end, dude, they get ugly.
They do.
They're going to be like, his buck wasn't that big.
It measured 207.
They're like, not net.
That's right. He's telling you it was 209, but that's gross.
And we don't mean
Rob
Iggy.
Sand.
We mean girls score.
A lot of that stuff, I spent 7 years in courtrooms.
Okay.
Plenty of criminal defendants and defense attorneys, telling people I'm wrong about this or did a terrible job on that. That's okay. I've run 2 campaigns already. I'm accustomed to it to a certain degree. But then there's also, the ultimate thing to me is just the serenity prayer. I can't control what other people say about me. And this is a great rule.
Tell me the serenity prayer.
And I'll probably screw it up, but it's something to the effect of God grant me the courage to change the things I can, the wisdom, the serenity to accept the things I cannot, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah. I can't control what other people say about me. I know they're going to lie about me. They're lying about me already. All I can do is live my life and make my own decisions and be honest with people about what I believe and what I think we need to be doing. And if they pick me, great. If they don't, that's their right.
Yeah, you can be like, screw y'all, I'm going hunting.
That's right, dude. There are many days where let's not even get into it.
So would you be able to be the hunting governor?
I mean, I just would be.
Yeah.
So both of my jobs as both state auditor and as a prosecutor, I can find ways sitting quiet in a tree stand to be productive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back in the day when I was prosecuting, I'd have to like maybe listen to a witness's interview. Well, I'd go listen with one earpiece in while I'm in a tree stand. I can read audit reports while I'm in a tree stand on a tablet,
Mm-hmm.
and that works fine. I can read them printed out.
Got
So
it.
there's a way to balance things. It's also just a really good place to do some thinking. Just you're in the woods, you're by yourself.
Mhm.
No, maybe you're 30 feet from a parking lot, but it's not that different.
What are some environmental issues that I mean, I know I think so often of policy at federal level.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, sure.
well, local, like I think about things in my state. I think about things in Alaska a lot, and I think federal.
Mhm.
So whatever you bring up, I'm probably not going to know what it is. But give me an example of a habitat issue,
Mhm.
an environmental issue that's going on where you're at, how you look at it,
Mhm.
how you talk about it to people.
We've got a very much a percolating issue with water quality right
Okay.
now. We've got a water quality problem in Iowa. Record beach closures this summer. Very high nitrate levels.
Just ag runoff.
A lot of it is ag runoff. It's not exclusively ag runoff. And the important thing I always try to get people to remember is farmers are signing up for conservation programs and getting turned away
Yeah.
because politicians won't put in the funding.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a
been
problem.
that's been a huge that's federal
Yeah,
in some
that's
degree.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
and that's been a huge headache, man.
Yep. So some of it's federal, some of it's
not
at the state
funding
level.
it, not opening it up. Yeah.
Farmers, and this is survey after survey of farmers and growers and producers in the state of Iowa. They care about their impact on water quality. They care about their impact on the environment. They want to do better.
Mhm.
Survey after survey. But 90% of farm income goes to the biggest 10% of farms. A lot of farmers are just scraping by.
Yeah.
And so they're putting together a plan saying, hey, I'll put my money into this plan. Here's what I'm going to do on this acreage, on this parcel. Here's what I'm going to do over there. But I'm applying for the cost share because I can't do this whole thing by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And politicians aren't funding the programs enough. And
Mm-hmm.
that, of course, then the farmer's like, well, then I can't do that. And all the rest of us are saying, well, then again, we don't see the improvements in water quality because it's not moving fast enough.
Yeah. So they don't kill the program; they just don't move the money to it.
Right. It's still there. And they can say, oh, we put this much into this program this year. But what they don't tell you is actually that much was applied for. People want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, they run around and try to divide us from each other because we got this, again, broken two-choice system where they just try to say, oh, if so-and-so is talking about water quality, that means they're anti-this or anti-that.
Yeah.
No, actually, a lot of the people who are farming, who are growing, who are producing, they too want to help improve water quality. It's politicians that aren't giving them the money to do it oftentimes.
Mm-hmm. So putting acreage into conservation programs.
It could be that. I mean, it could be putting in terraces, lots of different practices. It could
Also
be
like improvements.
Yeah, it could be improvements that just help water quality. I mean, maybe it's we are 49th in public land. Iowa is, so maybe it's having more public land, but maybe it's actually just having more.
49th.
49th.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
guessed that.
I think 85% of Iowa is farmed
Yeah.
or used in some way for agricultural
Yeah.
production. So I'd like us to improve that. You got a lot of folks out there.
access issues.
Yeah. Like there's a couple of Facebook bow hunter groups that I've been active in for a long time, and you always get a little bit of extra credit, if you're out there on public land to fill that tag.
Mm.
But we still just don't have that much by comparison to every other state.
Do you guys have good stream access laws? If you get into a river, can you travel and anchor and wade or?
That's actually a great question. You can travel. I don't know about anchoring. You can wade. I don't know to what degree.
Got it.
I would imagine, because I'm just thinking mostly about like literally the size of a lot of rivers in Iowa. We got some of the best trout fishing in the Midwest actually up in my hometown in
Mhm.
Decorah. A lot of these streams are teeny tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about like nobody was a fly fisher when I was growing up in Northeast Iowa. because your stream is 2.5 feet wide.
Got it. Yeah.
So you're standing there just plinking a spinner in and reeling it up.
You're not float tripping.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I'm with you.
And so waiting is like, there's not even, why would you, the only thing you're going to do by waiting is let trout know that somebody's in that stream with them.
That the stream access thing and the water access thing is, that's not something I discussed when I grew up in Michigan, but it's a huge issue out here.
Sure.
With the larger rivers and whether you
Yep.
get on them. Yeah.
And I've been vocal about the corner crossing stuff too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like such a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
Like, look, no one is doing anything to your property. I'm going to go from this public parcel here to that one that they touch each other. I can't imagine the attitude of someone who says like, no, I don't want you to do that.
Well, I'll tell you, the courts all agree with you.
Good.
Yeah.
But it's not, it
again
hasn't
and
been,
again.
is it done? It's not done.
It's done.
Is it
in
done?
That. It's done in that. The ninth, so it was appealed.
Yeah.
The Ninth Circuit Court, so the Ninth Federal Circuit Court, ruled that it's legal.
Uh-huh.
They tried to appeal to the Supreme Court.
They wouldn't hear it.
The Supreme Court said, feels settled to us.
Great.
They didn't take the case.
Love it.
What has yet to happen is the Ninth is Wyoming.
Yeah, it only covers, that's only good law in
New
the
Mexico.
ninth, yeah.
What
you can rely on it still.
Yeah, but the 10th, I guess what would happen is right now, it'll take a little time to see if people corner cross and what prosecutors' attitude, because
That's
theoretically a prosecutor could still try to prosecute it.
You could.
I don't think there's a prosecutor in the state of Montana that is going to take that case.
I would hope not.
There's no way.
I would think you'd have more people upset with you about it than you would have happy with you.
And why would you want to invite what happened down in Wyoming?
Well, and then especially what you're going to end up with is like, okay, look, technically speaking, the Ninth Circuit decision doesn't apply outside of the Ninth Circuit, but we all know it exists. We all know the Supreme Court denied certification to your point. So are you, as the prosecutor, going to put all these resources into a case that you think at the end of the day, you're probably going to lose?
Yeah, and in the case, they relied on this Unlawful Enclosures Act, which is an old grazing act, Unlawful Enclosures Act.
Oh, interesting.
That was cited, and that applies here.
Yeah,
that applies outside the Ninth Circuit.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's still some level of confusion. It would have been kind of cool if the Supreme Court had taken it.
Yeah. On the other hand,
it could have been kind of not
we'll take
cool.
the W.
Yeah. Yeah. It could have been kind of cool if they want to just making it like just absolute law of the land. Instead, just the ramifications are going to be slower to play out. Yeah.
It's still, though, I guess and that's, and that's the other trick too. Because if a lot of the folks that are out there hunting public land is because they don't have access to private land.
Yeah.
And so they're not the kind of person who's like, sue me. I've got the resources to fight this out.
Yeah.
Now I'm betting that there's, hunting advocacy organizations that would cover their legal expenses, but do they know that when they're standing there at that corner and they want to do that crossing?
That's what happened in Wyoming, but no, they didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, we spent money on it. A lot of people spent money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to I like the Nature is Nonpartisan guy you guys had on.
Yeah. Benji Backer.
Yeah. A lot of stuff that he says is kind of like in the same thinking as the sort of anti-two-party system approach. Just like we need to break down the boxes. Just get people to the point where you are free to think the way you think. Tell people what you believe. The other benefit of it too is I actually think the politicians have more of an incentive to be honest about their opponents and to be truthful. Because if you have, Alaska actually is a great example of this. They have a reformed system. They have a single open primary, public primary. Every candidate is on it. Every voter, including the independents, can walk in. You just vote for your one favorite, and they send the top 4 or 5 to the general election, and then they do ranked choice voting. The other thing I think is pretty simple is approval voting. Here are 4 candidates. Vote for as many of them as you approve of.
Oh.
And so if you and me and Corinne are running for office against each other and we have approval voting, I'm going to inherently understand that each of you have a bunch of people that really want you to win. But some of those people will also support me if I behave in a way that attracts their support.
Yeah.
So instead of being like, Corinne is the scum of the earth, I'm going to be like, I like Corinne.
Corinne all but deserves to die.
That's right. Yes. Right.
But I don't want to take it too far.
Yeah, she's out to destroy your way of life. If instead I highlight areas of agreement, if I tell you, like we've texted for years. It was so fun to actually, if I say positive things about somebody instead of running them into the ground, then more of your supporters will also support me.
Sure.
And maybe it's only 30%, but if I can get 30% of your supporters to also back me instead of 5%, that helps me win. So we could have a system that actually incentivizes civility, honesty, right? Because if I'm lying, all your supporters are gonna be like, "That's a lie. He's terrible. I don't approve of him."
Mm-hmm.
Break down these walls. Make politicians behave like normal people. Do that, and we can start really solving a lot of problems, I think.
I've been more careful about this, but after Charlie Kirk was killed, I started being like, now if I'm saying something, if I'm talking about a politician, I'll be like, man, he loves his country. He loves his family. I don't agree with him about Buffalo.
Yeah. It is. I think that's.
I don't see eye to eye on that, but let's just clarify.
That's right. I think
God loves America.
I think that's a step in the right direction. But you don't see people do it very often. And this is, what's funny too is like I mentioned those bow hunting Facebook groups I'm in. They're like the two most supportive Facebook groups I've ever seen. Just people being like, "Good for you." Someone will put a post up, right? And it'll be someone who's like, "Man, I've been hunting for 3 years. I finally got my first deer." It'll be a spike buck. And like every single comment. And maybe this is an Iowa thing.
They don't feel the need to tear them down.
No, everyone's like, "Dude, way to go. Way to be persistent. Good for you." Like ordinary people. We live in a world, part of human nature is working together, supporting each other. And you look at the comments on these posts and these Facebook groups for hunting, and everybody is in there. They're not being like, "I would have shot that. I'd have given him 4 years." To a T, they're all just like, "Way to go. Shoot what makes you proud. If you're happy with that buck, we love that buck. Way to go. Good for you."
Yeah.
I just saw this article about, they just did, I can't remember if it's like LiDAR, but somebody up in the Andes found funnels.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I was reading about that.
Oh.
They found them under Lake Erie.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
Yeah.
All right. So we're talking like tens of thousands of years ago, human beings are building funnels to hunt.
I think I said Erie. I think I said Erie.
You did say
I was
Erie.
supposed to say Huron, but please continue.
All right.
One of them lakes.
You're a Michigan guy.
One of them
They're
lakes by my house.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I know which one Michigan is. But that's human history. That's human nature. People tens of thousands of years ago building walls together to help funnel animals into the right and easiest place to kill them, right? Before I did my buffalo hunt, I read American Buffalo. Loved reading that book.
Oh, thank you.
But a piece of that was so fun learning about, because a lot of this I didn't know. Pointing them to the, now of course I'm blanking on it. Getting them to the hill where there's the drop on the other side.
The jump sites.
Yeah, but they're working together, right?
Yeah.
To make the job easier for everybody later on. But yet here we are with this political system that incentivizes anger and division and hatred and lying. We're so much better than it. It's a mess.
How this is gonna be hard for you to answer, honestly. There's a piece of marital advice. Yanni, my buddy Yanni introduced me to it. Let's say you're fighting with your wife.
Yeah.
And then you realize that you're fighting about something you don't really care about. So what they'll do is, let's say me and Corinne are having a big fight about where this microphone would be. And I realized at some point, I'm arguing like hell, but I just I honestly don't. It doesn't really matter. But I'm just here.
Why am I arguing?
I'm just here arguing.
Yeah.
And I love my argument.
Yes.
And I would wind up saying, it's a 3 out of 10 for me.
I love that.
It's a 3 out of 10.
Right.
And Corinne's like, well, it's a 10.
Yeah. And you're like,
I'm at a 10.
And then
I'm at a
you're
10
moving the
on that
argument.
microphone. And I'm like, okay.
That is a great idea.
Right.
I'm going to try to put that into practice.
Yeah.
But
you got to be honest. But that's not the thing you got to be honest about.
Shoot.
But
I thought I was getting off easy.
No. If you set yourself, you put all this time, 18 months and all that.
Yeah.
How much do you get in your head? How much do you get in your head about, what if you fail?
Not very much.
Yeah.
I just work the hardest I can every day. Again, serenity prayer.
Yeah.
You know, what if I fail? Well, I don't know. I'll think about that if I fail. I've never been
So you
a
don't
big,
sit around being all depressed about that idea.
I've never
Yeah.
been a big anticipator.
Got it.
You know, like there's people who like, oh, what's it going to be like when I this, when I that, for big things and for little things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll find out when I get there. So
Got it.
this buck, when 2 minutes into hunting light, when I saw him, I typically do not get buck fever. I've taken, I want to say 8 Pope and Young bucks. It's funny because I capped out. I've got 3 in the 150, 4 in the 150s, like 153 to 159, yeah. 4. I've been stuck for years, right? But every one of those bucks, I've never gotten really the shakes.
Okay.
This buck I did. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I wonder if I'll get buck fever finally when this buck shows up. It just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, the second time when I'm putting up the tree stand, it just happened. Third time rolled around, cool as a cucumber.
Got it.
But I've just never been someone who's like, well, what if I this or what if I that? Life's going to happen. By the time I get there, I'll figure it out. What I can do right now today is put all of my effort into making sure the outcome that I want is the outcome that happens.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, man, I hope that you come out of this, whatever happens.
Yeah.
I hope you come out of this with the same spirit that you have now.
I appreciate that. I hope I do too.
I'd hate to see something bad happen to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit there watching now on election night. I'm going to be watching.
All right. Well, we're feeling pretty good. The only poll we've seen has us up by 2, but those aren't worth a whole lot. A lot's going to happen between now and a year from now.
Tons, man.
So we'll see where it goes.
Hold on, up by 2 in the primary.
No, in the they tested.
General
this
poll.
is a poll that tested me versus sort of the Republican frontrunner or perceived frontrunner. Who knows who it is at the end of the day?
Yeah.
So, but that's worth a little bit more than the paper it's printed on at this point. We're happy to see it. We're not surprised to see it. We're just going to keep working hard every day.
Are your campaign signs going to be your buck photo?
Oh, actually, I should send you. I should send you.
Saying
I used
for
to
governor, and it's like a grip and grin.
I used to do parades, and I'd have my shoulder mounts hanging off the side of my truck, and my sign would say Rob Sand for State Auditor, bow hunter, or no, it was like Rob Sand, bow hunter, and State Auditor. He'll find our bucks.
That's good.
It was fun. It's fun. I love every campaign cycle. We've always had funny ads, like making fun of me, big target.
Yeah.
You don't need to be proficient for that one, big target. But if I can make people laugh, whether it's on a parade or it's a TV commercial, like that is public service. You asked about public service.
Yeah.
Like that is a public service. We are living in very strange, oftentimes dark times.
Yeah.
If I can give you an opportunity to put a smile on your face, like I've done a good thing.
That's good. Take it and run.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably do. I don't know if we'll do something. We haven't really talked about it, but we've done it in the past. The TV ads haven't been hunting oriented, but the parade floats have been.
I should probably ask you a couple technical hunting questions.
Sure.
When you're hunting those tight confines,
Mm-hmm.
and you just can't have one running off, you shoot mechanicals.
Oh boy. Do we have this? I got a long answer.
I don't want to hit you with contentious.
No.
I don't want to hit you with like the gotcha stuff.
No, I got a long answer to this one.
Okay.
So I used to shoot fixed blade.
You got to take your shirt off for this.
It's a little warm in here. It's a little warm in here. I used to shoot fixed blade.
Okay.
Then I saw this study from what is it? Quality Deer Management Association,
Yep.
QDMA.
Yeah.
Good. And again, like I'm a numbers guy. In college, my honors thesis was a statistical analysis on a data set that I built with over 40,000 data points in it.
Okay.
And so I think it was QDMA, but it was out there on the internet, and they did this study in a permit-only hunting environment. I think maybe on a military base. I'm pretty sure it was in Maryland.
Okay.
And they found that mechanicals gave you a higher recovery rate.
Got it.
That was all I needed. Again, like I like truth.
Yeah.
I like numbers. And even though I've been shooting fixed blades, I read that and I'm like, all right, I'm shooting mechanicals.
Yeah.
I switched to mechanicals. I think at the same time I switched to the Deep Six, like the micro diameter arrows.
Yep.
And so I got these ones. I'm not going to get into brands, but
Yeah, because you lose all the voters,
I don't
shoot the other brand. I was into that sand guy, so I found out.
And then he said he shoots rages, and now I think he sucks. I was going to
I'm
vote
a
for
Muzzy
him.
guy myself.
Yeah, there you go. I just don't want to. It's less about that. I was not satisfied with the performance.
Okay.
I switched back to the same fix that I was using. Just I knew they were reliable. I liked them.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I travel around the state, there's a few hunting archery shops I'll go into. One of them's in Elkader, Iowa. The guy that owns it is a guy named Dave. Gotten to know him. You know, I'll pop in. Might only be once a year, but pop in to say hi to Dave, see what he's got. And he was like, you got to shoot these. Because I was telling him, you know, like, I switched to mechanicals because I saw this study that says you get a better recovery rate, but it's been really frustrating. I switched to a 2-blade. I think the 2-blade, if you hit it, if your blades are not vertical, and let's say you shoot quartering away, right? Let's say your blades are like this.
Yeah.
You're going to hit that deer, and one is going to flip out, and the other one's not. And so all of the trajectory and the energy of your arrow is going to twist, probably.
Yep.
It's just not going to get you the pass-through that you want. And maybe that was the issue. But regardless of what the issue was, Dave was like, you got to shoot these. And he hands me a pack. You want we can talk brands. Grim Reapers.
Okay.
It's a 4-blade mechanical. And
4-blade mechanical.
4-blade mechanical. So it's just, you know, there's one that comes out on each. No collar on it.
Uh-huh.
So it's like nothing to mess around with. The ones I had collars on them. And I didn't buy them the first year that he recommended them. I'm typically just like taking information, right?
Yeah.
But eventually I decided to buy them. Man, that's all I'm shooting now.
That's what you shot the 209.
That's what I shot the 209.
Not the 209. That's what you shot 209.
I like the 209. So like the 409 Beach Boys.
Okay, the 209.
I should rewrite my 409.
Giddy up for a
Thank you.
ride. Yep.
There we go. We're going to rewrite it. My 209.
The problem with naming bucks, actual names,
Yeah.
is there's a story where there's 2 stories. Mark Kenyon had a buck named Frank, and he called someone and said, I shot Frank.
Oh, no.
And people can take that wrong way. And Jeff Foxworthy has that story where he had a buck named a person's name, and he told his wife, I shot. It's like, I shot Dave. Who's Dave?
Why did you do that? Do I need to pack you a bag? Where are you right now?
But yeah, I shot the 209.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds like that's a buck.
Yeah.
Old split time.
That's
Old
right.
drop point.
That's
old
right.
209.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I switched to these Grim Reapers. Every single shot now, just max 40 yards and drop. Big exit.
I'll check it out.
They're pretty good.
I like to argue about this with Tony Peterson.
All right.
Yeah. You don't, I mean,
No.
but
Colleague of ours.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's an interesting conversation. It's one of the more interesting ones I think that there is in archery right now.
yeah. For a while, I quit. I tried to. There's a couple years when I tried to not argue about gear.
That's just like not possible.
I know. and
Especially for you. I might
would-
be able
you-
to get away with it.
You know
but-
those guys that do that? They're like, they'll say, well, it works for me.
Yeah.
Like no matter, like I could say to you, study after study after study
Right.
has shown that,
That's right.
well, that's what works for me.
Right.
And it just shuts
I'm shooting field points
Yeah, it works
because
for
it
me.
works for me.
Yeah, and it just shuts everything down. So instead of arguing about gear, because I'll say, you know, of course, my boots are the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, my headlamp is the best. My
Right.
buddy recently observed, you always have the best headlamp, but you always have a different headlamp.
That's a great point. That is such a good point. That's
Like,
frustratingly
but that's
good
not
point.
the one that you had a week ago that was the best.
I'm picturing that Onion headline right now. World's worst person just made an amazing point, right? It's like, you're right.
So I tried to quit.
Yeah.
I'm back in though now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll argue about it. But I seriously, I wish you good luck, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I like.
Thanks for having me.
I want to. I like talking to people in the political space
Yeah.
who don't want to burn everything down.
Yeah. There's a great line. I'm trying to remember who said it, and I can't. But any old mule can kick a barn down. It takes a carpenter to build one.
Yeah.
We got a lot of building to do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, gluing stuff back together.
Amen.
Yeah, I
Yep.
hope you like whatever happens in your campaign.
Yeah.
You, your opponents, I hope you do that, and I wish you luck. And now
Appreciate that.
on that night, I'm going to be watching.
All right. I appreciate that.
And we hear about Iowa all the time because you guys vote real early and
That's
all
right.
that.
That's right.
It'll be easy to track.
Good.
All right. Rob Sand,
for having me.
Iowa.
Yep.
Iowa's state auditor
You got it.
running for the position of governor.
And chief whitetail bow hunter.
Yep. If you're in Des Moines and you don't like hunting and you see a very large buck and you're in town there, call Rob.
That's right.
Don't call
Please.
anybody else.
Please.
Send photo of buck.
Will provide venison.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks.